hear me, do me a favor and leave a comment because sometimes technology doesn't work and I just always want to know that it's working. So leave me a comment that you can see me and hear me. I'm Liz Hansen and I'm the owner and photographer at the Chicago Boudoir Photography Studio. And if you're new here, I run a boudoir studio, which is a Victoria's Secret style photo shoot experience for the everyday woman. But I have this bigger, broader mission to empower women in all areas of their lives. Boudoir is my business, but my mission is to empower women. And one of the things that I do here in this group is I like to bring on experts who can help us learn things about how to feel more empowered in our careers, our families, our personal lives, all kinds of things. So I am super, super excited to be here today with Amy Ratnow. And she's going to talk to us. And I'm just checking to make sure that we really are live. If you can, okay, good. We are. All right. So great. So, Amy, thanks for coming on and thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone.
You bet. Okay, so Amy runs ALR Connections, which is a staffing company, but your staffing company is different than other HR firms or staffing companies that people might have heard of. Tell us a little bit about what you and your company does.
Thank you. Yes. So I definitely say that we are employee matchmakers. We are not recruiters. We really work with our small businesses who have no time and energy to hire, and we work with women who are looking to get back into the workforce. So we definitely are very different because we are authentic, we care, we're not transactional, and we're all about relationship based.
I love that. Okay, so you said two things that I find really interesting. Number one, you work with small businesses and small firms to help them hire. And I'd love to hear about that. And then you also help women who are looking to get back into the workforce. And I want to hear about that. So, first, tell me about the small business, small firm aspect of what you do.
So what I realized was there's a lot of small businesses that don't have the time, they don't have the energy, they don't have the resources to know how to hire. And so what they do is they go on Indeed or LinkedIn and it's horrible and it's a nightmare and they get a big headache and they're miserable and they're not spending the time to focus on what they're supposed to be doing, which is their business. And all they need to do is hire. And so we come in and alleviate that stress. We help with the job description, we help vetting, we help with interviewing, marketing. We do everything so that they don't have to worry about the hiring process. All we do is bring them amazing candidates that are ready to work. So we just
I
make it
love
really
that.
easy for them.
If
Yeah.
you're listening to this, if you're watching it live or on replay, and you run a small business or a small firm, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear. Have you tried to hire? Have you had a hiring nightmare situation? Has it been easy for you? Has it been hard for you? I'd love to hear your comments about this because what Amy just said, I think is really true that a lot of small businesses need to be focused on their business and they don't have the time, the resources, or frankly, the expertise to do a really good job at hiring, right? So, Amy,
Exactly.
what kinds of small businesses and firms do you work with?
We love, well, first of all, we love women-owned companies. That's our number one favorite jam. So if you're a women business owner, call us. We love working with you. You understand us. But really, law firms, doctor firms, financial firms, insurance companies, design firms, manufacturing, anything honestly that has little or to no HR department. And you're looking to hire an administrative assistant, an office manager, a bookkeeper, a marketing assistant, a patient liaison, those type of roles. Yeah.
I love that you focus on women-owned businesses and that you're working with small businesses. I have found so many times as a woman-owned small business owner, which I am too, that I'm big enough to need help, but too small to really access some of the bigger solutions out there, you know?
Mhm.
And I find myself stuck in the middle with needing help, but I don't have an HR department, right? I'm just me, right? But I do
Right.
need to hire or have bookkeeping or marketing or these kinds of things, but I'm not a big enough organization to really tap into some like enterprise level solution.
And even the job description, I know it sounds so easy, but a lot of companies even struggle with what do they need and how do they find that person. So we really come in and help them understand their culture and what's missing in their company and how we can find someone that can be really the perfect match. It's employee matchmaking, like I said. So um, yeah.
That's so great. So now, okay, so you have the businesses who need to hire. and they are small enough that they don't have an HR department, but big enough that they need to hire. Talk to me
Mhm.
a little bit about the people that you are placing, because you said it's matchmaking, so you got to have two people here. So tell me about, you said you work specifically to help women go back to work. Tell me about that.
So we love to talk to women, all women. So if you're a woman and you're just kind of contemplating, or you already have a job, or you don't have a job, whatever it is, whatever stage that you are, ideally, if you're 35 or 40 and older, that's really our sweet spot. We like to work with women who are experienced, women who may not have the confidence that they once had. Maybe they raised their children, maybe they got divorced, maybe they helped someone who was sick, someone who's in transition, who's getting back into the workforce. So we like to talk to them. We set up an interview, we talk to you, we find out what your goals are, what your wants, what your needs, what you're actually looking for. And then we help you try to find what your next step is going to be. We do offer classes for those of you who need a refreshing course. So if you want, help with your resume writing, if you need help just learning how to do like basic computer skills doing the Word documents. If you need help with social media, with QuickBooks, we have created online and in-person courses to help give that confidence back to the women so that when they do start their new job, they can feel a little bit more confident in the workplace. And
Okay,
so,
I'm obsessed
yeah,
with your mission, by the way, because I
thank
was
you.
this woman. So just to get a little personal here, I got married, had two little kids, and then I took 7 years off to be a stay-at-home mom. My youngest daughter had some medical issues. It was difficult to find childcare that could manage it, and I took 7 years off from the workforce. I was happy to do it. I was grateful to be a stay-at-home mom, but at a certain point, I wanted to go back to work. And it was really, really hard for me to bridge that 7 year gap of being out of the workforce. I mean, I had a master's degree, I had work experience, but then the 7 year gap felt like the Grand Canyon, like to
Right.
get back into work. And I think if you're listening to this live or recorded, put in in the comments if this is you, if you are resonating with any of this, if this is familiar to you. So, I needed you a few years ago when I was trying to go back
Yeah.
to work, Amy. I would love to hear, like, what are some of the obstacles that women have who have maybe a gap on their resume about coming back to work? Can you tell me, like, I mean, I know what my obstacles were, but tell me what you see out there when you're talking to women.
I mean, this whole company and concept came out of a need because I myself was looking for the same thing. So I am one of these people, and the two girls who work for me, they are also in the same boat. So we know the struggles that it feels like when you do take some time off and get back into the workforce. And so that's why our team is so powerful because we get it. We've been there, right? And I think the biggest thing is us just communicating to small businesses to say we have these women who are brilliant, they're smart, they know how to multitask, they know how to be resourceful, and they're missing out on a whole group of women who are amazing and wonderful, dependable employees. So, really, we're just trying to give the companies the confidence that they can feel good about bringing somebody into their office and then also having the women feel good about it's just like I said, it's matchmaking between the two. And a lot of women feel because they took time off that they don't know where to begin. And that's where we come in and help them with their resume, help them look at all the things that they've done in that gap time to kind of bridge that gap to show the skills that they can do to really shine in their next job. Because even if you're not actually working for someone, you're still living and you're still functioning as a person, right? Sometimes you might be volunteering or sometimes you might be helping. And there's always skills that we have that are really important for you to really pay attention to and use it to your advantage. So we help identify what those skill sets are so that you can present yourself to a new employer in that way. Yeah.
I would love if you're willing, Amy, to share with us like an example of someone that was looking for a job. Tell us a little bit maybe about her back. Obviously, don't share anything confidential or anything,
Right.
but just a little bit
Yeah.
about her background and what she was looking
Yeah.
for. And then what kind of a job were you able to place her with,
Mhm.
even though she maybe initially thought, oh, I have this gap on my resume that's insurmountable or something. I wonder if you can share with us a story from
Sure.
your business.
So I will say the reason why we're called ALR Connections is because connections is what it's all about. It's who we know, it's who our relationships are. So we try to network with as many people as we can who understand what our mission is. So for example, we had a woman that came to us. Her husband just passed away. She was working as a hairdresser out of her home and she needed a full-time job with insurance. Like she couldn't just be a hairdresser anymore. She needed to support her children. And so she was telling us that she was helping her husband in his construction business while he had one. And so we're like, oh, we started thinking about it. So then we realized, wait, we know someone who owns a construction business. Why don't we call the construction business and say, hey, would you be willing to hire this person? And then we sold our candidates. So a lot of the times we do that type of matchmaking where it's just understanding who our clients are and who our candidates are and just trying to make the perfect matches. So that's why we love to talk to as many people as possible so that we can really do, it's almost like a Tetris game, figuring out like who goes with who. So we just like to make those matches. But we just, we try to figure out what women were good at and then have them repurpose it into a new opportunity. And the best part about a lot of our clients are that they're actually growing too. So sometimes they only want someone to come in as a part-time role. And then it kind of works in that way where they're starting out getting their feet wet on both sides, and then they can grow together. So as the company's growing, the person grows and they kind of grow together. And what I've learned in small business is that the hiring is so important. It means so much to the people, to the company. So it's an all good, really yummy, warm feeling when both people, we make that match because it's making a difference in the woman's life and also in the client's life. So it's really life changing on both sides. And for us at ALR, that's what it's all about is really our mission to support and be an advocate for women and also for small businesses that need our local support. So it's one of those things that really just feel good all around when you can make a match.
That's amazing. Something that struck me from that story that you just shared, this woman, so she'd been a hairdresser and then kind of off the cuff, she's like, oh yeah, I did some work for my husband's construction company. She maybe didn't value
Yep.
that experience as much as she could have. So what did you do to kind of like resume prep, whatever, to make that like I kind of worked at my husband's construction company sometimes into
Yeah.
an actual like how did you help her package that so that when she went to the interview, she could just, I'm imagining you can't walk into an interview and be like, I don't know, sometimes I worked for my husband.
Right. And that's part of what we do is when we talk to you, we also have these courses that help with the resume writing that you can sign up and learn about all of this. But we ask all the questions, we find out all of your skills, and then we put those back into the resume to really do a storytelling. I mean, that's what a resume is. It's a story of your life and what you have to offer. And it's just so important as women that we do use our resources to figure out what can we use to shine in our next position. A lot of the things that we can do can be transferable in a lot of different opportunities. So we can't ever sell ourselves short because a lot of the things that we think don't mean anything are so meaningful to other people. So I think it's just knowing what your strengths are and who you are is the most important part of this process. First is to identify who you are and what you can bring to the table because everyone has gifts, everyone has a light, and you have to really figure out what is that so that you can be the best employee at the job that they're trying to hire.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's just, yeah, yeah.
So, Amy, in every industry, I've especially in mine as a photographer, I
Mhm.
found that there's like some common myths or misconceptions out there about how things work. Or are there any common myths or misconceptions for you in the either the hiring side or the job hunting side of this that you hear like over and over?
I do think that right now it's a crazy time in the industry. I don't think there's any consistency whatsoever. I think that, depending on where you want to work and who you want to work for, there's the salary, the hours, everything is kind of all over the board. So I think it's more important for you to be an advocate for yourself. I think if I could give anybody any tips and tools you need to really advocate for yourself. If you have to believe in yourself, if you want someone else to believe in you. But as far as myths, I mean, we are the gatekeepers, but at the end of the day, there's nothing that's going on that we really want to help people, and that's, I think sometimes they think that we don't like to call ourselves recruiters because we don't recruit. We don't use LinkedIn recruiter tool. We really are about relationship building and creating a community of women so that when the time is right, we can make the match. So it's really about timing and putting yourself out there and being an advocate so that when you are ready, that you can be available for the opportunity. But I'm not sure if there's any major miss
One thing that I
yeah,
thought
you
before I
tell me.
talked to you was that this was an expensive thing that a job seeker had to pay for.
and it's free. Yeah, it's
Right.
free.
So this is
So
a surprise to me to find out that your
yes.
services are free for job seekers. Would you be willing to talk
Yes,
a
it is
little
a
bit
free
about that?
service. Our client, so that's the biggest part about all this is that our clients pay us to find them the perfect candidates. So yes, we do have to be very choosy about who we're picking to present, but it's a free service. So that's why we love to talk to women at any stage of their life so that they can be a part of our community. And then when they see an opportunity that we post on our website, then they can be like, oh, I'm interested in that and reach out to us and say, hey, can you tell me more about that opportunity? I would love to learn more. Just about being an advocate and being in the right place at the right time and, looking for the things that you want in life.
So great. And one of the cool things that we're offering you is a discount on some
Mhm.
of Amy's courses. So we're going to leave the URL in the comments here. Amy, talk to us a little bit about the courses that you're offering. And there's going to be a discount that's available on these courses through the end
Right.
of today. So if you want to grab
So,
these, yeah,
yes.
tell us about the courses, Amy.
No, all I was going to say is what we realized is as we were, starting, I started this 7 years ago. And as I realized there's a lot of women who, when they took their time off, they didn't feel confident in their computer skills or just working in a work environment. So, for example, we're doing a DIY resume and LinkedIn basic class. So it's just the basics of learning how to do a resume, how to search on LinkedIn. We're doing a class on Microsoft Suite and Google Docs. So if you don't know how to use the Google Drive and Microsoft Office, again, a refresher on that. And then professional development. What does it mean to be a professional in the world today? Some people feel also that they don't even know they've been out of the work for so long that they're scared and they're nervous. So these classes are just created to give, again, confidence to women, make them feel like they can start fresh and feel good about themselves with a little bit of knowledge before they enter into the workforce.
I love that. I
Mhm,
feel like that it's so taking the course, of course, you're going to learn some things, but then
mhm,
having the confidence going into an interview saying, yeah, I'm up to speed. That's
mhm.
really where this value I think will come because um, being able to speak authentically about your skills because you know you've taken the course is going to like carry you through the interview, I believe.
Right,
So,
absolutely. Yes.
so Amy, you're a small business owner yourself. Um,
Mhm,
because you run this firm. I'd love to hear like what keeps you motivated doing this work, even when it's because let's be honest, being a small business owner is not always easy. It takes a lot
mhm.
of grit, a lot of time. I think a lot of people, if you haven't owned a small business, you may not know that like running a small business can be hard. It can be challenging. So what keeps you motivated running your own small business when you run into obstacles or things get hard?
I think because this was me, I'm so passionate about it. I feel that there are so many women who are out there that are phenomenal. And my mission and my goal is to really, I mean, before COVID happened, I was going into companies explaining to them that I had all these women who were so amazing and they needed flexibility. And flexibility was so important to them because they wanted to be moms or they had other things in their life like taking care of an elder or something else that was not allowing them to be a full-time employee. And it just killed me inside that companies were not open to these quality employees, right? And so it has become my mission to really educate companies on who we have and what they're capable of. And then COVID happened, and then hybrid happened, and flexibility happened, and remote happened. So then it became much easier for me to sell what I was trying to do, right? So I'm just super, super passionate. I have a whole database full of all these amazing women who want to work, and I just want to find them a home. It means so much to us at ALR when we make that match. It's the best feeling in the world because we are changing lives. And so for me, it's just knowing that the people, it's just really helping the women out there. And as a mother and as a woman, I went through these struggles. I know what it feels like. So I'm just campaigning and advocating for women who are in the same boat as I was. So that's what keeps me up and that what keeps me going because it's something that I truly believe in, I'm passionate about, and I really want to make a difference. I want to change the work, the way that companies look at hiring, especially women and moms. I think it's so crazy to me that an OBGYN can be on call and give a and do a job share and give someone deliver somebody else's baby, but yet we can't do a job share with an admin job. So it is my vision and my passion to try to find opportunities where we can get women back into the workforce and working on a flexible time period and just feeling good about themselves. So
I
I think
love
with
that so much.
technology, Yeah, and I think with technology we can do that now. I mean, that's what technology has been made for, is to allow us to be able to work remotely and to have the hybrid approach. And so that is just my goal, is to bridge that gap.
The pandemic was terrible. Not gonna lie, not gonna sugarcoat that. But one thing that was a real upside of the pandemic is that we all figured out how to use Zoom and that
Yep.
remote work was possible and that like maybe we could do things in a little bit of a different way. I
Yep.
myself have some employees who are remote. I never meet them, but we do everything remote and it's
You're
just
efficient. You're efficient. You get it done, and that's like, that is the power. And I think if you're a smart leader and you know how to lead, it can happen. And it just takes people being open and understanding and then having trust. And I think, all of the clients that we've had are people that trust us and believe that we're going to bring them an amazing person. So if they trust and believe that they can feel good, that the work is going to get done, then they can feel better about doing their work. So it's just about being open to trusting people and understanding that we got your back and we have good people and it's going to work. So,
I
yeah.
love your mission from both ends because I can see it from both because I am a small business owner as well. I love your mission of helping small business owners find employees, which is a hard thing to do. And I'm also a mom that took a long break and wanted to go back in the workforce. So I see that side of it as well. So I'm just like all in on your mission, Amy. I've
Thank
already
you.
sent you several people to talk to, and I'm just so
Thank
excited. I
you.
hope that it makes a match, and I hope that that works out. So, thanks for coming on today. Our final
Thank you.
question that we ask everyone, one of these two questions at the end of the interview, and so I'd like to ask you, what does it mean to you in this day and age today to be an empowered woman? What does that mean to you?
Well, I have to say, I was raised to stay home and raise my children. I was not raised to work. And there was always something
Same.
inside of me that wanted more. I wanted more. I didn't want to just be a stay-at-home mom. I love my children. But I felt like while they were at school, I had so much to give. And so for me, I felt like I had to empower myself to strive above what everybody else that I couldn't do and really change the course of what I was supposed to be. And so I just feel very empowered to be able to have this company and empower other women. And that is my goal, is that we can work and raise our kids. We can have our identity outside of just being a mother, and that's something that I feel is that it drives me every day, is that I'm able to empower other women to get back into the workforce and feel that they're just not identified by being a mother, but they're also identified by who they are and what they're doing and their everything else. I think so much of us as women is identified about, in such a way that it just feels good to be a leader in this industry and have other women want to work and be their best selves and look within themselves to see what are their capabilities, what can they do outside of what they were maybe told they were supposed to do.
Amy, like
You
I
know,
you talk, it like resonates with me so deeply because I also was raised in a family and a community that really emphasized that my not only was motherhood and raising children important, which I believe is important, I enjoy doing it, but that was my only path. It was the
purpose.
only way to go. It was my only purpose. And while I do love my children, I love the time I spend away from them. I too, just like you described, felt the need to do something a little bit more, a little bit bigger. And um, so I love that you have channeled that feeling into a small business. And so I love that. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming on today and sharing with you. Again, if you are a small business owner and looking to hire, I'm going to leave Amy's contact information below so that you can get in touch with her because she makes the matchmaking process happen for you. And if you are a woman and you're a job seeker, she'd also love to hear from you. And we have that discount on the courses as well, which I will leave in the comments, which the discount will be available only until the end of today. Today is October 1st. Can you believe we're already in October? So grab those discounts today before those expire. If you're listening to this on record a couple of days later, the discount will expire, but still get in touch with Amy if you're a job seeker. So I'm
And
just
Liz, I just want to say you are amazing at what you do, and the fact that you have this great website where you're empowering women and really engaging with them. And we all need to, I feel like we're stronger when we're together and when we empower each other and help each other and lift each other up. And I have learned in this world that there are women who are there to support each other, and there are ones who aren't, and the ones who are just champions. And so I just really want to say kudos to you to what you're doing. And you're really making a difference in a lot of people's lives. So thank you for having this platform and doing what you're doing. Even the photos, just empowering women to feel good in their bodies is so amazing. So I just want to say thank you for your work as well, because it is really inspiring and wonderful.
Oh, that's so nice, Amy. I appreciate it. It's so interesting when I talk to women like you, Amy. I feel like we're trying to do the same work. We just do come about it different ways. You're trying to help women find jobs and companies
Mhm.
hire great women, and I'm trying to help women feel confident and empowered through beautiful photographs. But we really have the same mission, just with totally different, obviously, business models. But I love connecting with women like you as well. So all of you that are listening here, if you're watching live or on replay, like thanks for being here and part of this group. This Facebook group is my favorite place to hang out. Invite your friends to join us too. The more the merrier is what we're doing this whole week is the more the merrier. So invite your friends. We're going to be giving away a bunch of prizes and stuff. So more information below, of course. So if we could stay all day and talk, Amy, but thanks for coming on and thanks everyone for
Thank,
listening and we'll see you guys next time.
thank you.